Good afternoon. Just welcome to Kitely and the Learn English Network. I'm Lynn, and this is our session. Let's talk about it. And we're going to continue talking about our dreamy subject that we began last week. Now, I want to do a little sound check, but I want to do it with a little quote, a very famous quote. So we will start, let me think. I think Shiny was the first person who spoke to me, then Eleanor, then April, then Nina. So we'll do it in that order. Shiny, Eleanor, April, Nina. Okay, and I want you each to read this quote. I will start, and it's from Hamlet. Hamlet was, of course, written by who? Who wrote Hamlet?
William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Nobody says Shakespeare.
Yeah, but I used to say it when I was
Oh,
a
I
child,
know.
you know, in English.
And
Yeah.
I can understand why
It
you
was,
would. One of the most terrible spellers in history. I mean, he had awful writing,
yeah,
awful spelling.
my my spelling is Shakespearean, as you know very well. I always boast, yeah,
Well, back then
indeed.
it didn't really matter as long as people could understand you. Not many people knew how to spell, and the dictionaries were only very newly created. So all this worry about how to spell it, Shakespeare didn't bother. He spelt his name several different ways as well, I think, depending on how he felt. So, Shiny, how are you feeling? I'll read it first. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub, for in this sleep of death what dreams may come. Okay? And of course he's saying this.
Is this from the Hamlet's monologue?
Yeah,
Am I right? Or
that's
oh,
right,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So he's actually, if you need a bit of inspiration, here's the skull. It's not Halloween, honestly. Now, just because it's Shakespeare, people tend to panic. But actually Shakespeare's very nice to it was made to be spoken. It wasn't made to be read. It was made to be spoken. Yes, I would like you to read it out loud, Shiny. Okay?
Right now?
Right now, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Ah, there's the rub. For in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Now, of course, why are we reading that? Because it's about sleep and dreams, but it's actually about death. Okay? And it is what we call a soliloquy. Okay? It's part of the one you probably all know, to be or not to be. Okay? To die, to sleep, no more. And he's thinking about suicide. Yeah, we actually call death the long sleep. There's a book, very good book actually. If you like adventure, if you like detective stories, there's a book called The Long Sleep. Philip Marlowe, very famous American author. I can't remember his name right now, but you know what I'm like with names. So yeah, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, and it carries on. Okay, to shuffle off this mortal coil, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil. And again, that's another euphemistic way. To shuffle off this mortal coil means to die. Okay? So, Eleanor.
Okay. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there is the rub, for in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Awesome. Very well done. April?
To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Soliloquy. Okay. Soliloquy, I should say. A soliloquy. A little bit of dramatic English there. Okay. It's basically when you speak your thoughts aloud, especially in a play. It's basically talking to yourself, but it's a nicer. If you say I talk to myself, you'll probably get, oh, it's a sign of insanity. But if you say, oh, I was soliloquizing, and people will think you're very posh. And as I say, you normally hear people soliloquizing in drama, where you can actually hear their thought process. It's a way of explaining what's happening as well. Okay? And Nina, how are you feeling? Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I will try. Have a go. I have a go. I will have a go. Okay. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Yeah, there's the room, for in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. And it's actually I. There's the rub. I is a little bit piratical English, I guess. We say I. It's a sort of another way of saying yes. You'll still hear people say aye aye sir when when they think somebody's giving them an order. So for example, if my husband says to me, put the kettle on, I'll go aye aye sir, sarcastically, as if he's my commander-in-chief, an officer in the Navy. Aye aye. So I. Try it. I. It's just like saying I or I. That's it. I. There's the rub. Now, what does that mean? There's the rub.
There's the rub. What is the rub? I don't know.
It's not something you'll find in your dictionary, April. Probably not, anyway.
To press your hand.
No, that is to rub. Okay, so to rub is a verb. Yeah? And that means to put your hands together and then to move them very quickly forwards and backwards to try and warm them up, maybe. You can rub the head of a dog, or maybe rub the head of a child. They hate that. It's great. My nephews and nieces, you can rub their hair. Hello! Haven't you grown? But no, there's the rub. Suddenly, it's become a noun. The article says it's a noun. So how did it become a noun? Well, it's just a phrase that means there's the problem. Therein lies the problem. Okay?
Okay.
So you might hear it said as a sort of idiomatic way, but that's what it's a bit Shakespearean, but people still use it because Shakespeare has lent many, many, many phrases to the English language, and they are still in current use. But if somebody said, yeah, there's the rub, they are referring to Hamlet, to Shakespeare's use of English. Okay? You have it! Yeah.
Common to use?
It depends. Okay, I do use it because I love Shakespeare. Other people who've never read Shakespeare or hate Shakespeare, probably not. People who've been to certain universities, yes, definitely. So it depends. Okay?
If you can see sarcastic, you can use that with your friends.
Oh, if you want them to not understand what you're talking about, yeah. Depends on your friend's education, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, if I said that, let's think. Probably if I went to a school reunion, and I said it, they would look at me as if I was mad. If I went to a reunion from university, they think I was strange. If I went to a reunion from drama school, they would get it straight away. So it depends on who you're talking to, and sometimes you have to change the way you speak depending on your audience. And when I say audience, I'm not talking about in drama, I'm talking about the people who are listening to you. Who are you talking to? What kind of English should you use? Some people who learn English can sometimes sound as if they swallowed a dictionary, because they've learnt very long, complicated words and phrases and they use them. But a trick of using English is to change the language you use depending on the people to whom you're speaking.
Oh, yeah.
But it means you have to learn lots of
right,
different
yeah.
phrases, lots of different vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Like
sometimes
perchance.
do.
Perchance is
Perchance, yeah, maybe.
it's a new word for me. Yes, possibly. Perchance I never read that before.
Yep,
It's
it's
interesting.
Middle English, but it's still in use. Okay, it means possibly,
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly.
Okay, perchance we will meet tomorrow. But I would say perhaps we'll meet tomorrow. I wouldn't say perchance we will meet tomorrow. But somebody might just say perchance if they just mean possibly, and you can tell they've probably had a more classical education. I know.
I don't know. Who you know?
I know lots of people.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Many obsolete words, but also many words. Again, you say obsolete, but again, it depends. Who do you speak to usually? What are your surroundings? Are you in a classics university? You'll come across these words all the time. Are you down the pub in Nottingham? Probably not. You won't hear anybody speak like that. Exactly. It depends. You can't say a word is obsolete. If somebody's still using it somewhere, it is still in use. But it can sound a little affected. It can sound like an affectation. Okay. Anyway, to dream. Now, last week, and Nina, you weren't here, but I did ask people to think about their dreams and to maybe share a dream, because dreams are part of what makes us human and they're part of sleep. Everybody dreams, but you might not remember your dreams. And now, did anybody have a dream this week that they can remember? Yeah, okay. April, dare I ask you, can you remember your dream?
Strangely enough, I could or I can remember my dream. I don't know why. So it's very, very, very interesting.
Well,
And
maybe because I
my
asked
dream
you
is.
to.
It could be.
And
It
you're
could
so
be.
frightened of me, you didn't dare not.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think it was after midnight also. And then I dreamt, and I woke up and I think, oh, what have I dreamed? And I think, oh, I have to write it down, otherwise I will forget it. So I wrote it down, and then I fell asleep again, and I was dreaming again, and I continue my dream before. Isn't it odd? And then I woke up again, and I think, oh, that was follow. How do you say it? To another dream. Next to the other dreams, and I still remember that. But it was last week, so I don't know if I still can remember the whole things.
That's really interesting, and it gives an insight into your brain, because I did say to you, try the trick of writing it down as soon as you wake up. And that would make your brain sit up and take notice. And then well, I don't know whether that's why. I'm not a dream expert, I'm not a scientist, but maybe that's why you were able to hop back into the same dream, which is quite unusual. Would you mind sharing with us what the dream was about?
Yeah, it is interesting for me, but I don't know if it must be boring for you all. And I don't know why I dreamed this. In that dream, I was with my two sisters, my older sister and my younger sister. So we all lived in another country now. My older sister is in Indonesia, and my younger sister is in the Netherlands. I'm in Belgium, but we were there in Indonesia at that moment, and we went shopping. And my older sister separates us because she had to do something else, and me and my younger sister we are waiting. I will say it in the present then. We are waiting in a kind of cafe, and we were drinking some lemonade, and then it was a cafe, just a simple one with the we are sitting outside in the terrace, actually, on a wooden chair and a wooden table, and then two young men come and sit with us, and they were talking. Seemingly, they are tourists. I can't remember if they are European, Caucasian, or Asian. I can't remember anymore. It's even in that dream. And they were talking about going to Bandung. Bandung is a beautiful city in the West Java, where I was born, actually. And they were talking about a hotel they want to go to visit, to stay a night in that hotel, and they asked us. No, they are talking to each other, and then I said I was listening to I'm listening to them, and then I said, oh. If you want to go there, just go to the travel agency, and you can ask it that. And one of the boys, one of the young men, said, "But how if I want to hire or to rent a room in that hotel for a long time?" And I said, "No, that is that must not be any problem." And after that, they thanked me, and they said, "Okay, thank you very much, and we will try that." And then my older sister come back from somewhere, and we say goodbye to that two boys, and we are going then to my older sister house. Apparently she lived there, and I see that her house is a little bit poor. And I said, "Oh, your house is a little bit poor. Do you have you seen the house of our brother? His house is very, very, very nice, and it was nice decorated." I told my we were going inside the house, and at that moment, I think it is because of Shiny, we went to the toilet. Maybe because Shiny last week asked us about, have you ever dreamed about having go to the toilet and defecating. Maybe it was that, and then that's why in my dream we went to the toilet, and I was always, it was my petty behavior. If I go somewhere, I have to go to the toilet. I have to really be careful, because I'm very, very, I don't know, over hygienic, maybe, I don't know. And then after that, we are going again. Oh, no. That was just my first dream, and then I woke up, and then the second dream. The second dream was the following of the dream. And in that dream, we are going shopping again, and we are going to what the mercenary, a shop which sells a lot of stuff for sewing. What is
Haberdashery.
that?
Haberdashers.
Haberdashery, yeah, haberdashery, and my older sister said, "Oh, this shop is my I always go to this shop." She said, "This is a good shop because I always go there." So we are exploring in that shop, and but we are living without buying anything. It's just window shopping, actually. No, not window shopping inside, but not buying anything. And then suddenly it was another scene, like another scenery, and I was with my younger sister in a bus. And the bus was full, and nobody wanted to give their seat for us, even not any young man. And again, I after my dream, I say, why I always dreaming about two young men. Actually, I don't know why. So I was there standing in the bus with my sister, and I see two young men again sitting. Each of them has their own seat, so it was a one-person seat next to the window. And I have a packet of flowers in my hand, and also a plastic bag with fruit, and among other of the fruit was mangoes. Were mangoes, one of my favorite fruit, and I have my hands full with the flower and my handbag and that fruit in a plastic bag. One of the young men started flirting with my younger sister, and I was a little bit annoyed, actually, at that moment. So I was very happy when with the bus. Our trip is to go back to my older sister's house, actually, and I remember the house, but at that moment in my dream, I forget where do I have to step out of the bus. And because of that two young men, I was a little bit annoyed, and I missed my my bus stop. And I don't really remember how is it again. If I stop in that bus stop, do I have to go to my sister's house? And finally, because I don't remember anymore where do I have to stop and where do I have to, and I was looking for that red button in the bus to make the chauffeur stop, to make the driver stop his bus. I couldn't find it, and because of those all problems, we we are in the bus until the final bus stop actually, and my flowers was falling down, falling on the floor, and it's and my plastic bag was torn off, was torn off. My mango was on the ground, on the floor. Oh, I was very very yeah, very irritated actually, and because it was the final bus stop, we have to go out. Everybody will have to go. So me and my sister, we go out, and weird things happened because we are in Bandung, we are in Indonesia, but when we stepped out of the bus, I was surprised because it is snowing here. How is it possible? How is it possible? It never happens here in this place, in this country, that it snows. It snows. So it is very very weird. And that was all, I think.
That was your dream. Okay, well, thank you everybody for coming. I'll see you next week. Well done, well done. That was a very long dream, my goodness. But two young men. Yes, I'm wondering why you're dreaming about young men as well, April. Okay, let's just have a look at some of the vocabulary. First of all, we don't say lemonade, we say lemonade. Lemonade. Yeah?
Okay, lemonade.
Yeah, okay. And then you're on the terrace, not in the terrace. A terrace is a surface, so let's sit out on the terrace, okay?
Okay, on the terrace.
Good. Then it's hotel, not hot tell, hotel.
Hotel.
That's the one. Okay, now we have a bunch of flowers, okay? Not a bag of flowers or a packet of flowers. When flowers are put together, we have a bunch. You can call it a bouquet if it's a very formally arranged bunch of flowers. It's a bouquet. But otherwise, just I had a bunch of flowers. Try it.
A bunch of flowers.
Now, I wasn't sure if the flowers were dropping on the floor or if they were wilting. When flowers wilt, it means the head falls down. If you remember, we were in Discord and somebody wanted to send me a rose, but there was only a wilted rose. So they sent me a daisy.
But it is not just the headland. It is the whole bunch actually.
Okay, so you dropped them, or
yeah.
they fell.
They fell.
Okay, okay. Then the bag was torn.
Okay, the bag was torn.
And you stepped off the bus. You don't get out of the bus, you step off the bus.
Okay,
You
step
get
up,
on
step off, and step in. Get on.
Get
Okay,
on the
get
bus, get off the bus, or step off the bus. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Now, does anybody have anything to say about that dream? Can any of you think what it might mean? Any ideas? Yes, and thank you for sharing, Lynn, and thank you for remembering. I'm well impressed.
Yeah, I don't know why I dreamed about my two sisters, because we never go with three of us together. Never until now.
Well,
With
maybe it's
one
telling
of
you
them,
you should.
Yeah, yeah maybe.
Any thoughts, anybody? Any observations? Any questions for April? No? Okay. Well, there's one thing that I did notice. You said you were carrying bags in the dream. Were you carrying or trying to carry too many bags?
Yeah, like after shopping, Lynn, you have a lot of things.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, there are dream interpretation websites out there. Now, there was a lot of content in your dream. So what I've chosen is this bit, carrying too many bags. So I'd like Shiny to read that interpretation, if you wouldn't mind, Shiny.
Yes, 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 thank you. A dream whereby you are unable to carry the bags you have mean that you have been presented with a lot of opportunities to the extent that you are wondering which way to go in life and which one to leave behind. Choose wisely and make sure that your choices agree with your plans and you are able to handle them to the end. Don't choose something that might turn up to be taxing and you get defeated to finish it along the way. You should remember that you are starting your life on a fresh page. Incomplete projects should not have a place in it.
Ooh. Anybody think that's true? Anybody think that might be true? Or you think it's a load of tosh, a load of rubbish? Nina, what do you think?
It's
Oh, sorry.
Oh, rubbish, you can say bollocks too.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you
it's
want.
bollocks.
Yeah, that's that's the sort of thing Zom would say on a Thursday night in Speakeasy. Do you know what it means?
Yeah,
Okay,
bollocks
yeah,
is
it is a
similar
swear
with
word.
bitch.
So yeah, but it is a swear word. Don't go into a
Yeah,
public
swear
place and
word.
say
Yeah,
that.
I can
Okay,
say it with friends. Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
it's okay.
streaming though. Yeah, you might hear somebody saying you're talking B, you're that is B. I tend not to use it because I don't swear much, but yeah, you could say it's a load of rubbish. Eleanor, what about you? Do you think there's any truth in being able to interpret dreams? Goodness knows, some very fine people have tried over the years.
I have read, for example, Marie Louise von Franz. She was a pupil of Jung,
Oh
Carl
yeah,
Gustav Jung,
Jungian
of course,
theory.
as
Yep.
archetypes theory. But it's not about predictions. It's rather about personal subconscious problems in the light of Jung's theory. For example, if you see, if you are a woman, you see a romantic male persona in your dream, it may signify your animus and the problems with integrating your inner powers, things like that. And she was really well read. For example, you can come across literary allusions like interpreted Dante's Beatrice as Anima. And I also read a Jungian biography of a Polish poet, Mickiewicz. It was quite interesting because he was a romantic, and as many romantics, he attached great importance to dreams. And I remember a dream about his mother's train. But it's interesting, but It's also questionable if it's really possible to analyze psychological problems of people who are dead, have been dead for a long time.
Yeah, but I
So
mean,
based
how
only
would
of
you
literary evidence.
analyze April's dream?
Oh no, I'm not able.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But yes, philosophy and dreams, from Descartes to Jung to Freud, they've all looked very carefully at dreams and yes, are we dreaming now?
Descartes, yeah. He had a famous dream about evil demon
Yeah, and
who
are
is
dreams
cheating us again.
experience or not? Do we experience dreams, or are dreams a product of our experiences? Do we remember dreams? Do we dream while we sleep, or do we remember something when we wake up and ascribe a dream to it as a dream? We didn't actually do any dreaming. I mean, it's all pretty unanswerable at the moment, but one day we'll be able to watch dreams, I'm sure of it. We'll be able to actually record them and then watch them back. But there's a lot of symbolism in dreams. I like these ones where they say, "Oh, this dream means that, and this dream means the other," even though it's rubbish. In the same way, I like reading my horoscope. I just enjoy it. I enjoy the experience. I don't actually believe it, though. But I think dreams can tell us a little bit about things that are concerning us and worrying us. And I'm not at all surprised that in April's dream there was an element of shopping. Okay, so Nina, you said that sometimes you have this experience. I mean, do you remember your dreams, Nina? Because you weren't here last week when we discussed that. Do you tend to remember your dreams, or do you just know you dreamt and you can't remember anything?
I remember I just saw the topic in the forum some minutes ago. So I will have a go to tell you what happened, and it says something about death too.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, so I had a bad dream. I slept to the death that I can remember now. Actually, I had this like a nightmare. The pronounce is correct, nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah,
In this
a
morning.
nightmare. That's what we'd call
So
a very bad
nightmare.
dream, where you wake up and you're just terrified. Yes.
Yeah, like that. So I woke up with that bad dream. I almost be died in the nightmare. Imagine the people were being deaf on the street in front of you, like a murder. So people were, oh, kick. Oh, can you hear me?
Oh,
I
hang
can
on.
hear you.
No, no, I can't now. What happened? Okay, Nina just said, "Oh, kick," and then disappeared. Um,
I guess she crashed, poor
yeah,
thing.
she's not logged in, but it can happen. Okay. We'll wait and see what happens if she can come back. Okay. I think dreaming about death can be quite a common dream, actually, but according to dream interpretation, it's not what we fear. Often death, dreaming of death is a positive thing, and it just means you need to change things. Things are about to change around you, and if it always depends about whether you're the one dying or people around you are dying, but it doesn't really mean death. It's supposedly about a fresh start in life. Now, everybody being dead around you, ooh, I don't know what that might mean. Okay, but what a shame Nina couldn't continue her dream. But anyway, we'll see if she can log back in. Eleanor, were you able to recall or remember a dream this week?
Yes, and it was quite funny, but a short one. I was a hairdresser and I offered my services for free to an English guy who lives downstairs, but it's nothing particular in it because a day before I saw a tide on our Polish portal that ladies of certain age shouldn't have long hair, and as it was English, so English guy was involved, and of course I'm not a hairdresser, and it could be a disaster, but unfortunately I don't know how it ended because it was the end, but the mix of these elements was quite interesting, I would say.
Well, interesting. According to
But
this,
perhaps
yeah.
I can tell you. Years ago, my aunt did the same to my mom. She was persuaded that he could do this because she had done some trim to my younger cousin. But of course, it's something different to trim your fringe and to have a cut, and afterwards, she was doing this. I was imitating a sheep. My uncle was drinking something alcoholic, and well, the results were rather disappointing. And sometime afterwards, even several months afterwards, my mom went to a genuine hairdresser, and this hairdresser asked her how why she possibly wanted so desperately to save money on hairdressers' services, because this cut was so bad that it was difficult
Oh dear.
for this hairdresser to, yeah, just imagine.
I remember when
This was the first.
my grandmother got fed up of and I had hair I could sit on. It was all the way down to my bum, and I could sit, but she got fed up of it, and um, she just took me to a hairdresser's and ordered them to cut it all off without asking my mum, without asking me. And of course, as a child, you have no power over adults. So,
Yeah, my mom did the same, and I was really disappointed. Yeah. But and this article, I remember now, I have longer hair because I'm too lazy to go regularly to a hairdresser, and of course, when I saw the title, I thought, oh, perhaps I should have it cut because I'm a lady of certain age. So afterwards, you dream.
well,
But perhaps it has some deeper meaning, so if you interpret it, I will be grateful.
well, I can't interpret it, but according to the Dream Dictionary, um, when you dream about hair, now Freud believed that dreaming about losing hair was connected with anxieties of getting older, but dreaming about cutting someone else's hair, I don't really know. If your hair is being cut, seemingly it can suggest you feel a lack of motivation, or you feel that somebody's trying to silence you. Okay, So maybe in some ways, either you feel that, or maybe you're trying to silence somebody else by cutting their hair. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So if you take the opposite view, you're feeling very motivated, but you want to silence somebody else. Remember, as Nina said, this is rubbish. I'm not sure where Nina is. She's asking for a teleport, but okay. If you walk straight ahead of you, Nina. Can you hear me, Nina? Okay, she's got no voice. So let me just see.
I hope I'm not that
Ah, there you are.
automatic.
Walk straight ahead into the
She's here.
into the blocks of stone. Where right. Okay, so Nina, now turn to your left. Turn left. Turn left. Now walk straight ahead. Keep going. Keep going. You're heading in the right direction. We can see you. I'm not sure if you can see us. Oh, where's she gone?
Small.
I think she's got
iPad.
real connection problems. Oh, there you are!
Oh.
Yay!
I'm
Nina!
here now.
Well done.
So
Welcome
sorry,
back.
guys.
It's
So sorry.
okay. Connection
I'm
problems
using a
happen.
virtual machine. Yeah. Is my turn yet?
It is still your turn.
Oh,
We were
no.
just talking about Eleanor's dream, where she was a hairdresser. Well, she was cutting people's hair
Okay.
for free. So I love the fact that you were doing it for free, though, Eleanor. I'm obviously having some kind of effect on. On you.
Yeah, yeah. I was very generous, but
Absolutely.
fortunately, it was very graciously ended before the results came out.
I'd
So
love to have
perhaps
known what
I
the
couldn't,
what the hairstyle
I
looked like.
couldn't have, yeah. Perhaps I couldn't have charged anyway. So you can imagine.
Well, there is that. There is that. Yeah, maybe that's why I do it for free. Oh dear. Okay, so Nina, if you would like to continue with your dream, we didn't really get into it, so carry on.
Okay. How long can you hear me? Because I don't know when I kicked.
Yeah, we only heard into the very beginning of when you started to describe the dream. So about the dead
Okay.
people lying
Okay.
everywhere. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I almost died in this nightmare. So I will try again. Imagine people were being deaf on the street in front of you. So like a murder, and people were deafing with shots. Assassination, the burning of clothes. I don't know when I say when some people die, other in just really near. I don't know is the word assassination in the burning of clothes. I don't know. And I can say that. So that more interesting in no, sorry. So 4 men were died, and after that a couple just start run to seek other people to murder more people. I was really scared and I run and as much I could, and so that more interesting in that fact in that nightmare. We need me and my friend. I was with my friend. Hang on the high voltage wires. I don't know if this name, and to escape the murders. And happening more things during this nightmare, but I can't. It's very complicated to me explain everything now. So fortunately, my husband woke me up before I will be murdered. So it's just scared
Ooh,
in the
scary.
morning.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is a nightmare.
yeah,
And what did you think about the
yeah.
dream when you woke up? How did it make? Did you think about it? Did you think, oh, that must mean this or that, or? Were you just so
For
grateful to
me,
be
it's
awake and
normal
still
because
alive?
for me it's normal because I always dream and die in the dream. So I think, oh, when it's so real, so thinking I will today travel for some place, and I dream and have a dreamer, and in the dream and I uh, will die. So oh, I think I will uh, not travel this week. I will. How can I say for
So
you?
you really
Travel in the
do.
next
You just
opportunity.
said it's rubbish. You said that interpreting dreams is rubbish, but you don't travel if you have a dream like that? Come on.
Really? Because my dream is so real, Lynn, so
Okay.
real. I can see the pain sometimes. I just scared. But in this case, this dream, no, it's I think it's rubbish. The dream, the nightmare. So
But
so I can separate something. Oh, I can say you one day. I just have a nightmare like that, and I travel with my friends, and almost we crashed the car, and it's I have a deja vu. I think it's a deja vu, and I always talking with my husband. Oh, I have a nightmare. I have a nightmare. Please pay attention in the street. So during the travel, so almost we have a huge crash. So sometimes I think you can have a premonition in a dream. I don't know,
okay, interesting. Well, we did
but it's
talk
not
about
happen
premonition.
frequently.
Yeah, we did talk about, how people, some societies, some cultures believe that dreams are exactly that, premonitions of the future. As I say, I treat it in the same way I treat horoscopes. Um, if there is a premonition in my dreams, it, I've never actually noticed them coming true, or I've never noticed the premonition actually manifesting itself. So, and I don't think although, yes, if I dream about winning the lottery, I always buy a lottery ticket the next day. I've never won though. Or if I win a
Yeah.
fiver, like €5. Woohoo! Thanks, universe. Okay, April. Are you back, April? No? Okay. Eleanor, then, if you could read a little bit of the
Sorry.
interpretation
Yes.
for Nina's. Oh, okay. April, could you read the interpretation for Nina's dream from a dead body? Okay?
Okay. A dead body represents transformation, but rather than focus on the actual loss of life, try to embrace change and improve things for the better. Dreaming of a dead body or a corpse is often connected to your happiness and how you approach to change. Unfortunately, this dream indicates possible difficult times ahead. Mm. The horror and worry with which we entertain when we encounter death in our dreams show that we have uncertainty for the future. I never dream about the dead body. I dreamed about a ghost, but I don't see that.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
About
yeah.
ghosts, yeah, that is it, but not a dead body laying on the ground, for example. No, no, never.
No. Okay. Well, as I say, we all dream different dreams and we all interpret dreams differently. And each society approaches dreams differently. Some people think that this is the dream right now, and when you're dreaming, that's the real state. That's when you're awake. Aborigines, they talk about dream time, dreaming the future, dreaming reality into, um, dreaming your dream into reality, if you like, sort of dragging it out of your dream and into the real world. Ah, yes, you did, Shiny. Dreaming about bits of bodies. That's right. Did you have any dreams this week, Shiny, that you can remember?
Yes,
Would you like to share it?
yes.
Okay.
I just still be dream, but I found that they have different meaning in English because I found that in other language and they have another explanation. I dream that I my teeth falling off. How to say that? Falling out. And
Sorry, your teeth.
uh,
Your teeth.
I my teeth.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
my
yeah, your
teeth.
teeth. Sorry, I heard you. I heard my tea, and I was like, "Hey, what? Oh, your teeth." Carry on.
About that. Yes, and in Chinese, it said that if you dream about your teeth falling out, it means that some people around you, maybe your relatives or your parents, anyone, someone close to you, will die. And but in English, they have the different meaning. They say that that's because you feel of aging or becoming less efficient. Weird. Anyways,
I have
somehow.
dreamt my teeth are crumbling. I've never dreamt my teeth are falling out, but I have dreamt of my teeth crumbling, and but all of my teeth falling out, I haven't dreamt of. But I'm not. Often I've read that that kind of dream is associated with um, your health and fear. So if you're feeling unwell, we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. The more scientific look at. But yeah, dreaming that your teeth have fallen out, that's not nice. Have you heard of the tooth fairy, by the way? Do you all have the tooth fairy?
I have heard, of course, of you, from you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
but
remember what the tooth
we
fairy
don't
does?
know.
It's a bit nightmarish, but as a child, of course, you have your milk teeth and they fall out naturally, and then you get your grown up teeth. So you get baby teeth, milk teeth, and then you get your teeth for life, as we call it. But first, you get all your teeth falling out. So I think that must be quite profound for children. No wonder we dream about that quite a lot as we grow up. But what we do in the UK is you put the tooth under your pillow, and in the morning, the tooth fairy will have replaced it with money. So you get paid for the tooth. The tooth will disappear and there will be money in its place. Now there's a scary film, I think, called The Tooth Fairy as well, but that's the myth that we have. Okay. So any question? I think thank you so much for sharing your dreams with me and with us and talking about them. Believe it or not, the person who last week said to you, "Oh yes, I remember my dreams," didn't remember one single dream the whole week. And I did try, honestly. So I had the absolute opposite effect. I think I gave April my superpowers. I lent them to her for the week. Because either I didn't dream or I was too tired to remember my dream when I woke up. Didn't remember a single dream. But next week we'll talk about the more physical aspect of dreams, why we dream. As you know, and maybe it's because I didn't eat cheese this week. I laid off the cheese this week, so maybe that's why. But next week we'll talk about the more physical side of dreams, and we'll look at some hilariously freaky dreams, but also how that can relate to how you feel physically, your health. Your physical health can affect your dreams, and I can attest to that definitely. My dreams have changed as I get older and have health issues. My dreams have changed from when I was younger, very much so. Oh, Nina's crashed again. Oh dear. Okay. By the way, fairy tale, Shiny. I've just figured out what you were trying to say. You tell a fairy tale. Yeah? You tell a fairy tale. Do you want to just say it out loud? You tell someone a fairy tale?
I Yeah, I felt something wrong there, but I didn't realize. Thank you.
You're welcome. So say it out loud. You tell someone a fairy tale.
A fairy tale.
That's it. Good. A fairy tale. It's very important to say it out loud. Again, it's that little bit of getting your brain to sit up and take notice. It's the same reason why if you're having a problem with a particular word, write it out. Not type, write. Pen and paper. Write it out. 15, 20 times. Put it into different sentences by writing. It just wakes your brain up. You're more likely to remember it if you do that. Okay? But next week, as I say, we'll carry on this topic if that's okay with you. And if I do remember a dream, I'll share it with you. I feel a bit guilty not having one to share, but I could have made one up. I could have used an old dream, but I thought, no, I'll be honest. Strangely, I can't remember any dreams from last week. Okay. When am I free? Freedom. When am I free? That's a very good question. I'm doing German again, so I've got a whole week of German. I've already done 1 hour this morning, and I've got another hour later. And then tonight I'm going to go and see Billy Bragg in concert. So I'll probably be too tired to dream again. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. As long as we remember to go. It's the last concert we forgot. Which is really bad. That was so bad. And that was on a Wednesday too. I'm so sorry to the wedding present. We actually bought the tickets and we forgot to go, which is naughty. But anyway, tonight we've remembered and we are going.
I would gladly learn Japanese in a dream. In real life, it's too difficult.
I'm sure you would be up to it, Eleanor, but how many languages can you learn at one time? I think that's probably more at issue. But yes, that's a dream of mine, to go to Asia, to go to China and Japan and to see Mount Fuji. Yeah, I'd love to. Hey, Nina, you're running fast there. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're just finishing. So, as I say, next week we'll look at the physical aspects of dream, the more scientific look at dreams. Why do we dream? What can it tell us about our physical health? And we'll look at some very weird dreams, because if you think you have weird dreams, well, there are some very freaky dreams out there. Take care then. You can see deer, not deers. Deer is like sheep. Deer, just singular. Deer, singular and plural. Okay. That's it, yeah. Oh, lovely. I love deer. They're beautiful. They are such lovely creatures. I never eat venison because I think they're too beautiful to eat. But then I probably shouldn't eat any meat because all animals are beautiful, of course. But no, I never eat venison, even though there's loads around here, because deer are all over the place here. They run across the road in front of you when you're driving. They never come into my garden, though. I suppose I'm too close to the city for them to come into my garden. That would be nice to see. Take a photo next time, Shiny. We get wild boar here. You don't want one of those in your garden. They'll dig the whole garden up. Lovely. Okay, well, thank you for coming. Carry on chatting, because you don't have to go just because I'm going. And I will see you in the next session. Take care. Bye.
Okay. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there is the rub. For in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Awesome. Very well done. April?
Today, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Soliloquy. Okay, soliloquy, I should say. A soliloquy. A little bit of dramatic English there. Okay, it's basically when you speak your thoughts aloud, especially in a play. It's basically talking to yourself, but it's a nicer. If you say I talk to myself, you'll probably get it's a sign of insanity. But if you say I was soliloquizing, and people will think you're very posh. And as I say, you normally hear people soliloquizing in drama, where you can actually hear their thought process. It's a way of explaining what's happening as well. Okay? And Nina, how are you feeling? Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I will try. Have a go. I have a go. I will have a go. Okay. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Yeah, there's the room. For in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. And it's actually I. There's the rub. I is a little bit piratical English, I guess. We say I. It's a sort of another way of saying yes. You'll still hear people say "aye, aye, sir" when when they think somebody's giving them an order. So, for example, if my husband says to me, "Put the kettle on," I'll go "aye, aye, sir," sarcastically, as if he's my commander in chief, an officer in the navy. Aye, aye. So,
Okay.
I mean, if I said that, let's think. Probably if I went to a school reunion and I said it, they would look at me as if I was mad. If I went to a reunion from university, they think I was strange. If I went to a reunion from drama school, they would get it straight away. So it depends on who you're talking to, and sometimes you have to change the way you speak depending on your audience. And when I say audience, I'm not talking about in drama, I'm talking about the people who are listening to you. Who are you talking to? What kind of English should you use? Some people who learn English can sometimes sound as if they swallowed a dictionary because they've learnt very long, complicated words and phrases and they use them. But a trick of using English is to change the language you use depending on the people to whom you're speaking.
Oh, yeah.
But it means you have to learn lots of
right,
different
yeah.
phrases, lots of different vocabulary.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Like
sometimes
perchance.
do.
Perchance is
Perchance, yeah, maybe.
a new word for me. Yes, possibly. Perchance I never read that before.
Yep,
It's
it's
interesting.
Middle English, but it's still in use. Okay, it means possibly,
Yeah,
perhaps.
exactly.
Okay, perchance we will meet tomorrow. But I would say perhaps we'll meet tomorrow. I wouldn't say perchance we will meet tomorrow. But somebody might just say perchance if they just mean possibly, and you can tell they've probably had a more classical education.
Mm,
I know.
I don't know. Who you know?
I know lots of people.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Many obsolete words, but also many words. Again, you say obsolete, but again, it depends. Who do you speak to? Good afternoon. Just welcome to Kitely and the Learn English Network. I'm Lynn, and this is our session. Let's talk about it. And we're going to continue talking about our dreamy subject that we began last week. Now I want to do a little sound check, but I want to do it with a little quote, a very, very, very famous quote. So we will start, let me think. I think Shiny was the first person who spoke to me, then Eleanor, then April, then Nina. So we'll do it in that order. Shiny, Eleanor, April, Nina. Okay, and I want you each to read this quote. I will start, and it's from Hamlet. Hamlet was, of course, written by who? Who wrote Hamlet?
William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. Nobody says Shakespeare.
Yeah, but I used to say it when I was
Oh,
a
I
child,
know.
now I'm in English.
And
Yeah.
I can understand why
It
you
was-
would. One of the most terrible spellers in history. I mean, he had awful writing,
Yeah,
awful
I am.
spelling.
My spelling is Shakespearean, as you know very well. I always boast. Yeah,
Well, back
indeed.
then it didn't really matter as long as people could understand you. Not many people knew how to spell, and the dictionaries were only very newly created. So all this worry about how to spell it, Shakespeare didn't bother. He spelt his name several different ways as well, I think, depending on how he felt. So, Shiny, how are you feeling? I'll read it first. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub, for in this sleep of death what dreams may come. Okay? And of course he's saying this.
Is this from the Hamlet's monologue?
Yeah. I. Try it. I. It's just like saying I or I. That's it. I. There's the
I.
rub. Now what does that mean?
I.
There's the rub. The
There's the
rub?
rub. What is the rub? I don't know.
It's not something you'll find in your dictionary, April. Probably not anyway.
To press your hand.
No, that
Oh,
is to
hold
rub.
and to
Okay, so
press.
to rub is a verb. Yeah? And that means to
Yeah,
put your
the
hands together and then to move them very quickly forwards and backwards to try and warm them up maybe. You can rub the head of a dog or maybe rub the head of a child. They hate that. It's great. My nephews and nieces, you can rub their hair. Hello! Haven't you grown? But no, there's the rub. Suddenly it's become a noun. The article says it's a noun. So how did it become a noun? Well, it's just a phrase that means there's the problem. Therein lies the problem. Okay?
Okay.
So you might hear it said as a sort of idiomatic way, but that's what it's a bit Shakespearean, but people still use it because Shakespeare has lent many, many, many phrases to the English language, and they are still in current use. But if somebody said, yeah, there's the rub, they are referring to Hamlet, to Shakespeare's use of English. Okay? You
And
have
it
it!
is
Yeah!
common to use.
It depends. Okay, I do
Yeah.
use it because I love Shakespeare. Other people who've never read Shakespeare or hate Shakespeare, probably not. People who've been to certain universities, yes, definitely. So it depends. Okay?
If you can see sarcastic, you can use that with your friends.
Oh, if you want them to not understand
Oh,
what you're
yeah,
talking about,
yes.
yeah. Depends on your friend's education, I guess.
Am I right? Oh,
That's
oh
right,
okay, yeah.
So he's actually, if you need a bit of inspiration, here's the skull. It's not Halloween. It's not Halloween, honestly. Now, just because it's Shakespeare, people tend to panic. But actually, Shakespeare's very nice to. It was made to be spoken. Wasn't made to be read. It was made to be spoken. Yes, I would like you to read it out loud, Shiny. Okay?
Right now?
Right now, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Ah, there's the rub. For in this sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Very good. Now, of course, why are we reading that? Because it's about sleep and dreams, but it's actually about death. Okay? And it is what we call a soliloquy. Okay? It's part of the one you probably all know, to be or not to be. Okay? To die, to sleep, no more. And he's thinking about suicide. Yeah, we actually call death the long sleep. There's a book, very good book actually. If you like adventure, if you like detective stories, there's a book called The Long Sleep. Philip Marlowe, very famous American author. I can't remember his name right now, but you know what I'm like with names. So yeah, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, and it carries on. Okay, to shuffle off this mortal coil, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil. And again, that's another euphemistic way. To shuffle off this mortal coil means to die. Okay? So, Eleanor,